Good morning. So we are in this uh, series of discussing the medical review of Bhagavad Gita, and we are discussing the stress or the adhi, the root cause of the diseases and its solution in described in Bhagavad Gita. So in this, we will discuss about the Adi Vyadi. We have discussed in the last recording, in the session, that Adi, how the this mental disturbances get manifested in the form of the diseases or abnormalities in the body and the root causes of the Adi. So in this recording, we will discuss about the solution of the Adi, what to do, how to avoid or how to minimize or how to control this Adhis or these mental disturbances and stepwise techniques to overcome this Adhi. So let's start with the today's topic, solutions. We discussed that mental disturbances or the fighting between the intellect and the mind leads to the pranamaya kosha disturbances or pranamaya kosha irregular flow of the prana throughout the body, and that disturbs the normal physiology of the physical physiology of the body, and that leads to the diseases. So what to do? Okay. Of course, Hadhi cannot be cured 100%, but it can be controlled, it can be minimized at its utmost level. So, what to do, how to handle the Adhis? We, each and every person is having some or different kind of Adhi, a different kind of mental disturbances in his course of life. So, what to do? According to Bhagavad Gita, second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, 38 Sutra says, सुख दुःखे समे कृत्वा लाभालाभौ जयाजयो ततो युद्धाय युज्यस्व नैवं पापम अवाप्स्यपि. Be equal in pain and pleasure. What Sri Krishna is asking to Arjuna, that why you are worried about that, why you are taking your blame or killing your own relatives, that you are responsible for that. You are not responsible for anything in this life, in this world. I am responsible. Sri Krishna is saying, I am responsible because I am the doer. You are not the doer. You are just a nimitta matra. You are just an instrument. Arjuna, if you will deny to fight, I will catch someone and I will make this battle to happen. So you are not the doer. I am the doer. I am responsible for everything. And what is the exactly thing is that we think that we are responsible for the events and the situation in our lives or in someone else's life. Okay. So sukha dukhe samay kurutva. Let it be pain, let it be pleasure, or let it be any kind of gains or any kind of losses. Don't think that we are responsible for that. Always remember that the work is getting done by us, or the we are not the doer. If we'll adopt, if we'll write this sentence in our intellect, or we will able to memorize this always, then only we can be equal in pain and pleasure. Okay, because any success or any failure doesn't belong to us. It is something like that. If the child, for example, the child is, or the 2 year or 4 year child is sitting on the lap of the mother or father who is sitting in the driving seat, and if the mother and father is driving the vehicle, so many times, kids, they go and sit on their lap and they just hold the steering. Okay, and when they hold the steering and when the vehicle starts, they think I'm driving the vehicle. Okay, and they start screaming, they become happy. Sometimes, no, they start crying also, because they are thinking that when I'm holding the steering, I am driving the vehicle. But is the scenario is like that? No, they are, so that kid is sitting on the lap of a mother or father, and that mother or father is driving the vehicle. This is the ignorance of that child, this is the ajnana of that child or that kid, that he is driving the vehicle. Okay, so that's why he become happy, he becomes sad, because this is because of ignorance completely. This is because of ajnana. We are not doing anything in this universe. The things is getting done by us. Okay, so whenever we realize this statement, that leads to that, then it will be easy for us to follow these statements. Sukha dukhe samay krutva. Be equal in pain and pleasure. Labha labho jaya jayo. Maybe there are labh, or might be some gains. Might be some losses, or sometimes we win, sometimes we fail. Okay, so but if I am not driving the vehicle, how I will be responsible for any accident or any travel? So keep this always in mind that we are not doer. The things are getting done, whatever the positive things, the negative things are getting done by us, by someone else. We are not the doer. Tato yuddhaya yuchasva naivam papam apnus. If you will have this kind of psychological pattern or this kind of thought process in your mind, you will never end up in any kind of papa or any kind of sin or any kind of what is this conflictions or dilemma, guilt. Okay, so and this is the only way to overcome your adhi or overcome your sin or your concept of papa. For example, soldiers. Okay, we have a lot of defense systems. Each and every country has defense system, and there are a lot of levels of defense. Okay, so all the soldiers are just trained to do the action. They are trained not to think about the action or not to think about any consequences of that action. Once they receive the order, they just have to follow the orders of their seniors. And they are not even, once if they are killing people, they are not allowed to think that to whom they are killing or to whom they are any doing any kind of consequences. Okay, so soldiers, so for example, adopt the this kind of mental thought process of the soldier. I have received the orders, I will act according to that. Any kinds of success or any kind of failures, I doesn't belong to that. It is or my nation. I am doing this action only for the safety of my nation. This is the only thought they are having through 24 hours in their mind, and they are trained for that. That whatever you are doing, your activity for the sake of nation, for the sake of your people, and whatever is asked to you, you have to do that. Okay, so we have to adopt this sense of duty of a soldier. Whenever and whichever the thing is asked me to do, I will do that. Okay, and I will do work according to that. We don't have to go back and analyze the things also in the past, what has been done in past, what has been which kind of karmas I have committed, something. Okay, forget about that. Once a soldier is out from the battlefield, they are out from the front or the borders, they are they are forgetting everything. Okay, or they are trained like that. So we also can train our mind. Once the work is done, forget about that. Okay, don't try to peep out in the past. Okay, you doesn't belong to any success, you doesn't belong to any failure also. You are here like a soldier, like a warrior. Okay, just do just follow your duty. You just follow whatever the signals, whatever the orders, whatever the messages has given to you. And that is only the key to be equal in pain and pleasure. Once we start thinking that I am responsible for my own karma, then you will be starting the in the state of the pain or either pleasure, either gain or either loss. And then we will be always oscillating in oscillating situations, and we face conflictions, dilemma, guilt, and so many things. And then mind is getting disturbed, and that leads to disturbances in the vyadhi, in the form of vyadhi, diseases. Just do the karma with the sense of duty. That leads to the non-attachment. Okay, towards the any karma or karma phala. Karma phala means output of the action. We are doing something, we are committing some kind of actions, and that leads to some reactions. Okay, once any activity is done with the sense of duty, okay, not for the fulfillment of our desires, not for the fulfillment of our physical indriyas. If any kind of work is done with the sense of duty, that leads to the less mental disturbances. So this can be described well with the sattva gunas in maybe in few next sessions. So whenever we are doing any all the sattvic activities, all the activities can be converted with the sense of duty. Next one in 19th Sutra, third chapter, 19th Sutra, he is saying, Tasmad asaktah satatam karyam karma samacharo asakto yacharan karma paramapnoti purushah. Be asakta. Don't have any likings and dislikings. Of course, this is maybe initially, maybe at the age of 25, 30, 35, 40. This may be difficult, but this is achievable by the practice of yoga or by the practice of non-attachments. This is possible. Not to attach with anything. This is difficult, but it is achievable. Don't start liking and disliking anything. Okay, or start minimizing your likings and dislikings. That will lead to the asaktah state. Tasmad asaktah satatam karyam karma samacharam. So when we have, so I like tea, coffee, I don't like these, I'd like that. We have likings and dislikings. We have preferences. Okay, so whatever is there in front of you, accept it as it is. This is a very big key, that acceptance leads to the mental peace. Whenever we get exposed to any kind of situation or circumstances, we first challenge that why I am facing this problem, or why I am going through this. First of all, accept it. Because whenever we are asking this kind of question, why, we are disliking that. Okay, or we sometimes know, whenever there are very comfortable situations, very good kind of situations, then we start liking that, and we want to be in that circumstances for longer duration of time. So these are the likings and dislikings. So try to minimize these likings and dislikings. However the day is arising in front of me, I will pass through that. Whether the situations are good, bad, not comfortable, very comfortable, I will pass through that. Okay, whenever we are traveling in any journey, there might be some roads are difficult to travel, some roads are very easy to travel, but we continue the journey. We don't stop the journey. So like that, whatever the day is arising in front of me, whenever I am waking up in the morning, I will pass through that. I will not give that labeling. This I like that, I dislike that, or I didn't like that. Stop. Try to minimize giving this kind of labels. Okay, this is possible by the practice. So be asaktah, tasmat asaktah satatam. And that also satatam, what he is asking, continuous, this practice of not labeling the things, that this is good, this is bad, this is comfortable, this is non-comfortable, I like this, I don't like this. No, stop labelizing like this. And that also satatam, continuously we have to practice this. Okay, karyam karma samacharo. Don't judge anything. Let it be like that. Okay, judgment makes the problems. So be non-judgmental, and do keep on doing your karmas. Keep on doing, because every morning we receive some, maybe in the state of meditation, or maybe in the state of deep sleep. Okay, when the people who are following yoga, they receive the signal in the state of meditation or in their yoga practices. The people who are not doing any kind of yoga or practices, they receive, or they receive the signals, orders in their deep sleep state. Okay, because each and every person have the are in the state of deep sleep at least for 1 hour, 2 hour. Okay, so the instructions is always passed, that how you have to pass the day, which is there in front of you. So keep on doing, without labelizing, or without any kind of judgmental attitude. Keep on doing your karma. Asakto hyacharan karma paramapnoti purushah. Work with the sense of duty and be equal to all. So this is again a very important statement. Samacharo. Okay, asakto hyacharam karyam karma samacharo. Samacharo means be equal to all. We prioritize the people. Okay, the people who support you, we give them preferences. The people who oppose you, no, we don't give them preferences. Or the people who are having different mindset, of different psychological intellectual pattern than you try to avoid that people. Okay, so this is an unequal behavior. This is not a samachara. This is not behaving equally with all. So any kind of person in your family, in your workplace, or in your society, which is comfortable to you or not comfortable to you, which is your supporter, which is your opposer also, or which is your friend also, which is your who is your mind enemy also, behave equally to that each and every person. Whenever we can start this process, whenever we enter in office, we have to greet all, whether he's your friend or whether he's your enemy. Okay, so from here we can start this practice of being samachara, karyam karma samachar. Be equal to all, help equally to each and every person, to your friend also and to your foe also, enemy also. So, and that leads, and this practice will lead into the non-attached action, or this will decrease your preferences or prioritizations. Okay, so or that will decrease the mental disturbances. So you will have the you will have the feelings that I am doing my karma, I am doing my duty. And whenever the person is in the sense of duty, he is not at all worried about all the any consequences of the action. I am doing my duty, I don't know, the God will take care of everything. Okay, so this is the mindset we have to adopt, that asakto yacharan karma paramapnoti purushah. Adopt param, this approach you have to adopt, that I have to behave equally. First of all, I have to minimize my likings and dislikings. Whatever the situation is there, I have made to face, I will pass through that phase. I will not keep on challenging that why I have entered in this phase. Okay, I will accept that situation or that surroundings or circumstances, and I will pass through that, because no situation gets stuck in your life. Okay, you pass through each and every situation or circumstances. So how to overcome this adhi? Because these are the gross solutions. So how we will achieve this practically? Okay, so for that practical, what we can say guidelines, there are some stepwise mechanism or stepwise techniques to overcome this adhi. Because even instantly we cannot adopt the samachara, or we cannot adopt the sense of duty. We have to overcome these three gunas. Okay, these three gunas we'll discuss in next presentation. But everybody knows that each and every person have these psychological patterns or psychological qualities. As Ayurveda says that we are having three doshas. Okay, vata, pitta, and kapha. Those are the physical qualities of the body. These are the sattva, rajas, tamas. These are the psychological, okay, qualities of the mind. So what he is asking in second chapter for 45th sutra, Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunyo Bhavarshina. Nirdvandvo nitya sattvastha niryoga kshema atmavan. So being equal to all, being non-judgmental, reducing the preferences, these are the difficult targets. For that, we have to adopt the stepwise techniques to overcome all these things, and that will lead to the control over the adhi. So what we are supposed to do? We are supposed to go beyond the sattva. Okay, or traigunya vishaya veda. He is asking that go beyond these three gunas. Our psychological pattern or our mind is made up of these three gunas, sattva, rajas, and tamas. We behave according to these three gunas. So we have to go beyond that. First of all, we have to overcome the tamas. That we will discuss in some next presentation. So we have to decrease the tamas, then we have to control. Tamas has to be completely decreased. Okay, rajas has to be controlled. We need little bit rajas to do the duties. So rajas has to be controlled and sattva has to be completely followed. If you want to overcome your adhi, you have to completely go beyond the sattva also, because in sattva also there is little bit of sense of duty also. So you have to avoid that also. He is saying nistraigunyo traigunya vishaya veda nistraigunyo bhavarshna. Go beyond this sattva. Okay, reveal around, because these three gunas are revealing around the prakriti. If you are following these three gunas, you will be always stuck in the prakriti or some kind of actually vikruti. Okay, or something called as a maya. And as a, when we keep on oscillating in this sattva, rajas and tamas, that results in conflictions and dilemma, or that creates the adhi, and that leads to the vyadhi or pain. Okay, so he's asking that nistragunyo bhavarjinam, go beyond this triguna, go beyond these conflictions, go beyond these dilemmas, and be happy and be healthy. Nirdvandvo, no, go beyond these conflictions. And then you will be nitya sattvastha. You will be continuously in a swastha avastha. Whatever is asked to you, you have to do. Don't try, keep on thinking that whether this is right, whether this is wrong. Okay, go beyond all these conflictions and be happy, be healthy. Niryog kshema atmavan. Be equal, or equal. You can, even with this healthy and happy body, you can lead to the turyavastha also. Niryoga kshema atmavan, because you know that is a moksha is the ultimate goal of this Bhagavad Gita. So here in this state we are receiving the sattva, swastha avastha also, nitya sattva. Okay, so here you can get the happiness or healthy body when you will try to go beyond this trigunas, nistraigunyo and traigunya vishaya. Okay, nistraigunyo bhavarjuna, and this is how possible. Step by step we can achieve that. So in this techniques, we just have to remember that use rajas to overcome the tamas, control rajas, promote the sattva, and be in a sattvatit avastha. Leave the ego of doing the duties also. You know, so many times, so many people are in a following the sattva guna, and they are so many times they get the ego that I am following my duty. I am following my duty. I am following my duty. I am doing working with the sense of duty. This also can create the ego. So leave that also. I have been asked to do the things, and I am just becoming an instrument to get the things done. So like that, we have to adopt this. That is a sattvatit avastha. Because you know, I'm following my duty. I'm following my duty. No, I'm working with the sense of duty. That also can lead to the ahankar or ego. Okay, so we can discuss all this these three gunas in like different presentation. So we have to control tamas completely. We have to control the rajas, promote the sattva activities, or promote the sattva guna in your psychological pattern, and lead and be, even after some time, leave that also, sattva guna also. Go beyond that. You know, leaving the ego of doing the duties also. It is difficult, but it is achievable. Okay, that leads to the niryoga kshema atmavan or nitya sattvastha. So here are a few another solutions provided in Bhagavad Gita, to three ways to overcome the adhi. Uh, this how to overcome rajas, how to overcome sattva, we will explain, because when we will discuss that three gunas, then that will be more we can understand that more in next presentation. So here we'll stop that topic. There are another sutras in Bhagavad Gita which can help us to overcome the sense of overcome these adhis. So there are three ways actually. First, very famous but misunderstood the sutra of the, most of the times this is misunderstood sutra of the Bhagavad Gita. The most famous, or even the Bhagavad Gita can be compiled in this one sutra only. Okay, that is very popular sutra. कर्मण्ये वाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफल हेतुर्भुः मा ते संगो स्वकर्मणि. Here this adhikara word, no, if we will translate this sutra, what is the meaning? You have adhikar to do the activity. Okay, but in most of the books, no, English translated books, we will observe that it is always written you have the right to do the activity. Okay, and you have no claim on fruit or consequences of the fruit. So don't claim the cause of the fruit of the action, and don't attach with the non-doing also. Okay, that second line is fine, but the confusion is always with the first line. Whenever we are discussing this with patients or with different people, They are asking, if you are saying that we don't have, you have right to do the karma, but you are not having the right to claim the active fruit. How is that possible? So, first of all, because that English translation is wrong, that adhikar is always translated in as a right or as a hak. Okay, and that creates confusion most of the times. Adhikar is a in Sanskrit, because in Sanskrit and English translation there might be some mistakes, or there might be some kind of a limitations in translating one word in a different language. So adhikar, the translation of adhikar in the meaning, with the meaning of right or hak, is wrong. Adhikar is very different thing. Okay, because if we'll consider this adhikar, or if we'll understand this word adhikar in the form of hak or right, okay, this is my right. You have the right to do the karma, but you don't have the right to claim for the fruit of action. Karmanye vadikaraste mahaphaleshu kadachana. So this, if you will think in this with this meaning or understandings, then the statement is completely contradictory. In the statement, this is very small statement. Karmanye vadikaraste mahaphaleshu kadachana. Okay, if we'll go, if we'll understand the word adhikar with the meaning of right, okay, this is my hak, then the complete statement is contradictory. Okay, because right is something that divides, that is very that leads you to the individualistic approach, and which is anti-nature. Okay, and because there is no word synonym to the right in the Indian philosophy. Okay, if we'll observe carefully, or we'll study properly, there is no word, the right, there is no word in the Indian philosophy or the Indian literature, Vedic literature, which is synonym to the right. Okay, so this is our mistake, that we understand adhikar as our hak, or as your hak is a Urdu word. So as a, this is my right, or this is my uh, hak. So why, what is the real meaning of the right? Okay, right, adhikari is not right or not hak. It is the combination of three words. Okay, eligibility, responsibility, and deep interest or possession. So this adhikar is actually having a wider meaning. Okay, whenever a person is qualified or eligible to do the karma, the person is responsible to the is ready to take the responsibility of the karma, and he is having the deep possession or deep interest in doing that karma, then he can be called as having the adhikar of that activity. Okay, so adhikar is a kind of responsibility. It is whenever the word responsibility comes, it unites the feeling of serving allness. The feeling of service get developed with the with the word responsibility, and that is a natural. Okay, so we should, first of all, we should be eligible to do the karma. We should we should have responsibility towards doing that karma. That means this responsibility of not having the karma phala, this is the responsibility to do the things in a right and proper manner. Okay, so that is, this is a that ingoing responsibility, not the responsibility of the karma, because in last sutra only we discussed that don't think that you are responsible for each and everything. Okay, I am not asking, saying the responsibility of the karma phala or the output of the activity. So here responsibility while doing that activity, that yes, I have to do the things in a right way. So karmanye vadikaraste ma phaleshu kanachana. If I am doing any activity for which I am completely eligible, okay, I am completely responsible, and I am having the deep interest in that, then I will you can try this. You will always forget about the output of the activity, about the karma phala. You will not able to focus, because you will be thankful that you have given me opportunity for doing that activity. For example, a singer. Okay, a singer having a deep passion about the singing, if he has given the opportunity to sing in a concert or in any function, okay, then he will be first of all thankful. You will give, you may give him the money, or you don't give him money, you gave him credit or you don't give him credit, he will not at all be bothered about that, because he will be thankful for to you that you have given him opportunity to sing in the concert. So this is a deep interest, okay, and that is something called as a adhikar. We should develop the eligibility of doing anything, any kind of activity. If I'm cooking, I should be eligible for cooking. Okay, I should learn that from proper sources. Okay, theory as well as practical. I should be responsible that whether how much ingredients I'm putting in that cooking procedures. Okay, that is, and I should able to build, I should able to develop a deep interest in cooking also. That leads to the ma phaleshu kadachana. Okay, that automatically, and then the statements becomes very natural. Otherwise, if you will consider this adhikar as a right, the statements itself himself is contradictory statement. I'm just allowed to, I have the right to do the karma, I don't have right to for the fruit of action. This completely contradictory statement. So when we are doing any activity, by becoming proper eligible for that, by getting the responsible, no, by doing properly that action with its with having minimizing minimal negative and maximum positive consequences of that. So in that manner, if we are doing that activity, and if we are conducting that activity with a deep passion or deep interest, automatically ma phaleshu kadashana will happen, that we will not expect any result from that activity. We will just be happy while doing that activity. We will be least bothered about that activity, output of that activity, whether I'm getting acknowledgement, whether I'm getting the what we can say, any kind of money from that activity. So we will be least bothered about that. In that way, consensus, and whenever this kind of actions or this kind of activities are getting conducted in our life, that leads to the mental peace, that decreases the adi. Okay, so first line of this sutra, that do each and every activity with proper qualification or proper learning that action. Okay, be responsible for that action and try to develop the deep interest in that action. Then you will be least bother about the consequences of the action. Okay, and that leads to the mental peace. While doing that activity only, you can able to decrease the adhi. And then next sutra, ma karma phala heturvuhu. If the action is done, any kind of karma action is done in this pattern, ma karma phala heturvuhu. Don't think that you are the cause of this activity also. Give up that also. You know, so many times, you know, I have seen the people donating, doing a lot of charity in the society, lot of supporting to the orphanages and supporting to different NGOs, you know, and they keep on telling this, I am doing this, I am doing this. Ma karma phala heturvuhu. Don't think or don't claim that cause of that fruit of action also. Don't claim for that. And that's why we do a lot of charity, put it on social media, or keep on telling people this, I have done this, yesterday I visited this or NGO, that or NGO. Don't forget about that. Charity is the one thing which your right hand should do, and your left hand should not be aware of that also. That is called as a charity, or that is called as some service to the society. You are right, if you are giving some with the help of your right hand, your left hand should not be aware of that, or you should not be knowing that also. Okay, so this kind of ma karma phala heturhu. Don't be, because once we are getting, we are claiming for that karma phala, we are boosting our egos. Okay, ma karma phala heturvuhu mate sangosva karmani. Of course, this second line, practicing second line is extremely difficult, but it is achievable. Mate sangosva karmani. Don't, no, so many times, no, we do some good karmas or charity or donations or something, and we keep on thinking that how that NGOs have you might have utilized, or how that temple might have utilized that or money, or what they might have done with that thing. Mate sangosva karmani. Don't get attached with that your previous day at all. Move on. Once the action is completed, get detached from that action. Otherwise, we keep on visiting that NGOs or any kind of people or to whom you have served or you have given the donations, how they are doing well, or how they are utilizing that money, or what they have done with that sang, whatever the charity, whatever the donations has given, sang to that action. This is a this if you feel that they are utilizing it properly, you feel happy. Okay, but if you feel that they are not utilizing that money properly, that leads to the disturbances, mental disturbances or adhi. So mate sangosva karmani, get detached from that action completely. Leave, forget about that, forget what you have done, what the charity you have done yesterday, what the donations you have given to the society or some NGOs. Forget about that. It was your activity, or it was your action to help the people. Forget about that. Okay, mate sango swakarmani. If any action is done in this manner, with the sense of adhikar, not with the sense of right, with the sense of adhikar, and if you will not claim for the cause of the fruit also, that I have done this activity, okay, or I have done that thing, and even not having sanga, automatically you will be in a continuous state of peace. You will be continuous state of any kind of mental disturbances or adi will not at all get created in the mind, and that will lead to the peace or health. Second sutra, 48th sutra of the second chapter says, Yogassaha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyoho samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. And in this is the second, this is one of the Bhagavad Gita definition of yoga also. If we are adopting this pattern, karmanyavadhikaraste, then we will be able to do any action attending with the yoga. And that this is called as a yoga sthiti. Okay. This is called as a basically being in a yoga state. Yogastaha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya. Fix your mind in his yoga and keep on doing your work. Siddha siddho samo bhutva. Okay, sacrifice the attachment. In siddhi, siddhi means in success. In asiddhi, siddha siddhayoho. In gains or in losses, in success or failure. No, we keep on thinking whatever the activity we have done, whether the activity is failed or whether the activity is successful. No, we waste a lot of time to spend. We spend a lot of time to think on this only, whether the activity or whether the action was was in success or was in failure. Forget about that. Sacrifice this attachment. Don't think about that. Okay, the God will take care of that. Siddha siddhyoho samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. You be, whether the activity or the action is failed, no worries. Whether the activity is in success, no issues. Okay, so sacrifice all these kinds of attachment. Be equal, be in equilibrium in any conditions, and that is called as a samatvam yoga uchyate. This equilibrium or equilibrial state of the mind is called as yoga. So this is the first definition of yoga in the Bhagavad Gita also. So when this equilibrium or equilibrium state is achieved, this the mental disturbances will automatically start decreasing, and that will lead to the healthy body and healthy mind also. And the third sutra also is very having the similar meaning of the or is useful to decrease the vyadhi or adhis. Buddhi yukto jahati ho ubhe sukruta dushkrute. Now, how you will be in equilibrium stage? No, how you will be in a state of samatvam yoga uchyate. You have to use the buddhi for that. You have to use your intellect for that. Tasmat yogaya yujjasva yoga karmasu kaushalam. Second definition of yoga. That yoga is that skill to yoga, because this is again a misunderstood sutra. Perfection in action is yoga. Okay, so yoga karmasu kaushalam. You'll find a normal translation of this sutra that perfection in action is yoga. Then who is a perfect person here in their actions? Terrorists. They are so perfect in their action that uh, nobody can even think. No, the defense systems, the intelligence agencies of different countries are still failing to judge what they are going to do and how they are going to do their terrorist activities. So they should be the highest yogis. If we'll take the yoga karmasu kaushalam, the meaning is that perfection in action is yoga. They are perfect in their action. They are completely accurate in their action. They should be the yogis. We should consider them yogi and we should go and surrender to them. But no, this is again a misunderstood sutra, misconceived sutra, that perfection in action is yoga. Perfection in action is not yoga. The skill of being in the equality, the skill of avoiding or the skill of getting detached from the siddhi or asiddhi, from the success or failure. I should able to train my mind, and this is a skill. This is a kind of a skill that I should able to train my mind, that how I should not get attached to the success or how I should not get attached to the failure. So that skill in the action is called as a yoga. कर्मसु कौशलम. कौशलम means skill. कर्मसु म्हणजे in action, skill in action. Which action, which skill, that is not mentioned, because this, all sutras in Bhagavad Gita are very coded sutras. So that is something called as a yoga sthiti, or that is called as a yoga skill. For that you have to use the buddhi. Okay. For example, in good, any good and bad circumstances, the skill which is required to maintain the equanimity of the mind, okay, that is the intellectual ability, that might be the psychological activity or skill, and the skill which is required to sacrifice these attachments and being and we can be free for that. That is yoga. That is, that kaushala, that skill is yoga. Okay, so use that skill and be in a state of equanimity. That will decreases the adhis and that will decreases the vyadhi also. Okay, so get involved in this skill, get involved in this yoga, get involved in this stable condition of mind. That will lead to the tasmat yogaya yujjasva. Be with this skill, try to develop this skill more and more day by day. Okay, being in equanimity in any condition, whether whenever I am getting acknowledgement, I am happy. Whether I am getting any kind of criticism, if I am facing criticism, I am happy. Okay, so this is a skill. This is possible. This is not impossible. This is not unachievable. This is possible by continuous daily practice. Whether the people are talking good about me, I'm happy. Whether the people are talking bad about me, I'm happy. This is possible. Whether I'm facing any financial losses, I'm happy. Whether I'm facing any financial gains also, I'm happy. In siddhi or siddhi, in any conditions, I am able to keep my peace of mind. Okay, for Sri Krishna has that Sudarshan Chakra in his mind. That Sudarshan Chakra, inner, if you'll observe the Sudarshan Chakra or any wheel also, the outer core of the wheel is always moving. Inner core of the wheel is not moving or is almost stable. Okay, that is, otherwise the finger of the Sri Krishna will have damage, or it must have it must have got destroyed. Okay, so the inner core, okay, or the inner piece is always has to be maintained, whether the whenever the outer core, okay, outer circumference, wherever we are doing any activity, we should have to maintain the inner piece. The inner core should not ever be moved or should not be disturbed. So this is possible with the help of practice. So here I am ending with the, and whenever to summarize this, there are three basically solutions for this adhi, that get the eligibility to do the karmas, try to do that karma or action with maximum of the perfectness. Okay, and try to develop the deep interest in that action, any action. If I'm cooking, if I'm teaching, if I'm helping, any action, You should be completely, you should able to like that activity. Okay, you should try to develop the deep interest in that. You should try to enjoy completely that activity. Then you will be least bothered about that activity of that karma phala, or the any fruit of that action. Next one is that, and any and this least botherness or least consequences of this karma phala will make you to be in a state of equanimity. Samatvam yoga uchyate. That is, we can able to sacrifice the attachments and we can fix our mind in yoga. Okay, and then that for that you need a skill. It is, this is the, we have to acquire a kind of a skill. No, this is not natural. No, normal human beings may find this difficult, but yoga or that skill can give you this kind of samasthiti, or this kind of a equanimity or sthiti, that will lead to the that will lead to minimum disturbances in your mind, that will try to dissolve your adhis in the mind. Okay, because we have seen that adhi is a root cause of vyadhi. So that will, these three ways will help you to dissolve the adhis, the mental disturbances, that will calm down the mental disturbances, and that will lead to the decrease or control over the adhi, or control over the vyadhi also. So thank you very much. Here we are ending with the solutions of the adhi.